close the tomb once and for all. The fate of humanity is now in your hands.
Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review Tomb Raider, starring Alicia Vikander, Daniel Wu, Walton Goggins, and directed by Uthaug, Norwegian director. Am I saying his name right? I was never a fan of the first film. I meet people when I say that and they get aggressive. I don't know why. I just didn't like the first one, and I don't really play video games. I mean, I did back in the day, in the 80s, you know, I'm Generation X, but I just not into video games like that. And I understand the popularity of Lara Croft and how sexy she looked as a animated character in the game and all that. And Angelina Jolie, you know, she really made that character own, but it was so much like a video game fantasy in that original film, and I just didn't buy it. So I didn't have... As a movie, I thought it didn't work, and maybe fans of the video game liked it. So now we have a reboot with Alicia Vikander. Oh, Ex Machina. I think she's a perfect cast choice to play Lara Croft for, you know, 2018, for the new century. And so going into this movie, I was really kind of worried because I thought, man, please just go in a different direction than the original. And they did. They absolutely did. So to set up the story, you know, Lara Croft is a rich little girl who refuses her inheritance because her father is a famous kind of archaeologist, I guess you could call him, and also a corporate guy. He's like a Bruce Wayne. And he kept traveling around the world doing his business, but he was also an adventurer, you know, kind of like Indiana Jones. And he just disappeared. So she's a little girl, and by the time, you know, she gets around to the story starts, you know, she's a young woman. And she will not take her inheritance, you know, literally like a Bruce Wayne character. She just wants to be on her own, nothing to do with her father. She's going to make it on. She's very stubborn. And of course she ends up going on this adventure when she finds her father's secret like library that has the whereabouts of this ancient Japanese demon, I guess you could call it, Humuku. And so she goes on this adventure to find not only what her father's last adventure was, you know, he didn't solve it. She went to go looking for him, you know, is he still alive maybe? Or, you know, his last wish was destroy all this information on this because it's going to, if this is unleashed on the world, this demon, it will destroy everything, you know, and there's all this great legend and backstory that goes with it. So she heads off to Hong Kong and she finds Daniel Wu, who also knew her father. And so they go on this adventure to this island where Walton Goggins, who plays... what's his name? Vogel, who's a hunter who's been hired by Trinity, which is this organization that's everywhere. It's kind of vague on what it is, and they're looking for this demon too, Humuku. And so she gets on this island, and it's just an amazing adventure. And there's a lot of spoilers, you know, but I don't want to get into all of them. So the movie really draws upon Raiders of the Lost Ark and National Treasure at times, because there's all these different kinds of puzzles. We're in the jungle, we're swinging by vines, you know, we're shooting bows and arrows, we're doing all these kind of crazy things. There's great adventure, there's great mood, and there's a great setting to all of this. And here's the big seller for the movie, is Alicia Vikander. You know, she's small, she's tiny, she's muscular, and she's not like the original Lara Croft where she could just do anything. She's totally vulnerable. She's human. So when she gets in these fights, you know, she doesn't win every time. Sorry, my camera died on me right in the middle of my Alicia Vikander, you know, description. So again, she is totally a human character, meaning she feels pain when she does fight sequences. Sometimes she's laying there for a good 30 seconds after a bout because she doesn't win all the time. She doesn't win almost any of the time. But she's stubborn. She's intelligent. There's a realism to her character that I just found so refreshing. So it just didn't do these ridiculous Hollywood, you know, oh, just, you know, get up and like after being battered and bruised or falling, you know, from a waterfall with a parachute that didn't work and she had, you know, she got injured. So it's just like, wow, this movie just felt like it was realistic. Now, doing some research, I guess there's a lot of set pieces in the movie that are from the video game, including where she walks across a World War II bomber that's above a waterfall. And, I mean, it just looks spectacular. It reminds me a lot of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. It's got that kind of adventure to it, but without the comedy. And there's also a lot of tributes to a lot of Raiders of the Lost Ark, like I said before, especially that scene, you know, it's Jurassic Park 2, you know, where she's on this plane and hanging and over the waterfall and that. It's pretty still, it's really exciting. It really is. And also Walton Goggins and he's one of my all-time favorites. And you've never seen him in a role like this before. He is just vicious. He really is. And don't bring your little kids. You know, we had little kids in the screening last night. And, you know, Goggins is going to do everything he can to get off that island. He's working for Trinity to get this Humuku, to get this weapon or whatever, this demon for them. And there were little kids crying out loud in the theater because he's pretty brutal. I'm not going to, you know, he guns people down. I mean, in cold blood. And it's not like Hollywood is like, oh my God. I mean, it's really disturbing. The one thing that's really great that gives this movie heart is the dynamic between her father and Lara Croft. And what's his name? Dominic? Dominic West plays her father. So there's this great backstory, you know, this love, these little things that they did as when she was a child, and also, you know, when she goes to look for him. So I think sometimes the movie slows down because you keep going back to the father, and they're having these scenes together. You know, they do flashbacks. Sometimes it slows the movie down because you got this pace going on, and they get this lovey-dovey kind of stuff, which is great. It really gives a lot of depth to the movie. But then I'm just like, okay, you know, keep it short. Let's get back to the adventure. A lot of credits got to go to Roar Uthaug. I hope I'm saying your name right, the Norwegian director. And Alicia Vikander is Swedish, so we got this whole European flair going on. So I had a great time with this. It's one of the best times I've had at the movies this year, and I hope they make another one. They got to, because they leave it totally with a cliffhanger at the end, and I think she is just perfect casting. You know, she's smart, she's adventurous, she's flawed, you know, and she's realistic, and she's very human. So I thought that was such a great plus for this movie. Pleasant surprise. So get out there and check out Tomb Raider, because I think you're going to really like it. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com, where you can find all my social media portals: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I just don't use Snapchat anymore. I think I'm going to get rid of it. It's just, I don't know, it's annoying. It's for the younger people. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. I'm almost to my 1,000 subscribers. I need 1,000 subscribers. Also, comment below. What did you think of Tomb Raider? I'd love to know what you thought of it. Also, thumbs up, share, and like this video. Also, you can hear my reviews and my podcast over there on iTunes. I know, I'm busy. It takes a lot of work to do all these things. But you know what? I do it for you. I do it for the movies. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.